Alexa, play Rocky Top. Alexa, volume up. 4. Alexa, volume up. 2. There we go. I don't know if that music is too loud or not. If it is, just tell me and I'll lower it down. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I got to tell you, a lot to be thankful for in my world. I hope the same for you. Sometimes you have to look for things to be thankful for, right? I didn't have to look very far. 10 months ago this weekend, I was in the ICU unit at Vanderbilt after open heart surgery and a triple coronary bypass. Yes, hurts like a mother. I do not recommend it. But if you got to have it, you got to have it. Mine was a bit of emergency, so I didn't get a vote. I guess I could have voted, but nobody would have listened. It's a big weekend. Vanderbilt and Tennessee. Tennessee needs to not only win, but they need to smoke these guys. Joe Milton, of course, has taken over for Hendon Hooker, and I think Joe is going to be fine. I think he's going to be terrific. But there are some internal issues that I'm not so sure about, and I can't get any information from anybody. Man, I used to have so many contacts. Now my contacts ain't saying nothing. So something is going on. Just don't know what. And that, of course, I'm talking about the defensive meltdown that they had against South Carolina. So anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm not going to be on real long tonight. I've produced a couple of videos today and got them out. And quite frankly, I'm going to take some time off tonight and enjoy the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss and Mississippi State. If you guys have any kind of insight on that game, now's the time to lay it on me. Be sure you pop in and tell me who you are and how you found me. I'd appreciate that as well. I am basking in the glow of Thanksgiving lunch. And I am as full as a tick on a 3-day suck. Which is the greatest Thanksgiving Day feast euphemism that I recall ever hearing. So the Egg Bowl is tonight. It's in about an hour. And Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Did a brief little thing on that. Ran the numbers today on that one and shared them on the channel. You can have a look at that if you're interested. I think there's like a 30 to 17 range, which needs to be adjusted. I'm thinking 27-20, something like that. Ole Miss. It's interesting. Ole Miss has lost 3 of their last 4 games. And that's the nature of Lane Kiffin. He's just always in chaos, that guy. And it's all self-induced. He likes it for some reason. He lost 3 of the last 4 games. And I have no doubt in my mind that it has to do with all of this business about him going to Auburn. Now, he hasn't denied it until just recently. Let me see what the date. 9 hours ago, this was written on the MSN. According to a report from 0-3, the Ole Miss Rebels head football coach is planning on sticking with the program. So what he was doing for 3 weeks was just milking this thing so he could get a bigger contract. It doesn't seem unreasonable to me. Except for the fact that his players were trying to figure out, is this guy going to stay or not? Do I need to give him my effort or not? What the hell's going on? He recruited me, told me to come here. Now I'm ready to play, and he's going to leave? What? That's just the kind of stuff he brings to the table. He's just a toxic, chaos kind of guy. He's been linked to the Auburn job. However, he reportedly is planning on staying at Ole Miss. However, I will say this. Let me find this. Here's his quote. He told his players Wednesday evening. Okay, that was last night. So he hadn't been saying anything for a couple, 3 weeks now. He's just let this story go on that he's going to Auburn and didn't deny it. Just kind of played along with it, right? Here's what he said to his players. I'm planning on staying as a head coach of the Rebels. Well, I had it and I lost it. Unless something significantly changes. Let me translate that for you. Unless they give me a whole lot better offer. Okay, so he's playing both sides, right? But this is the first time he's emphatically said that he's staying. He went on to say, okay, now that the tick has been potentially squashed, can we move on, please? We have an Egg Bowl to win later today. Oh, that was a fan. My bad. I thought that was him. I don't know what is funnier, that he needed to call a meeting to tell his players he wasn't bailing on them, or he told them to his faces he might change his mind if something better comes along. So I got to think that that's why they've lost the last 3 out of the 4 games. He's just a turd. Ian or Ian? I know them both ways. Happy Thanksgiving, and yeah, I'm bloated and about to eat more. Attaboy. Ian or Ian? Which is it? I with like an eyeball or E like an E? I have a friend, Flying Ian Chait in Scottsdale. And then I think Ian Fleming was the author of all the James Bond movie novels. How do you pronounce it on your end, my brother? It's a good name. I always thought, it sounds so British, doesn't it? Hello, I'm Ian. You have that kind of posh English name. Hello, I'm Ian Tankersley. And we'll be joining tonight with the Queen. I don't know. You're probably from Bell Buckle, Tennessee, aren't you? Whatever. So if you got any ideas on, hang on a second. Let me get rid of the bluegrass band in the background. Alexa, stop. I always start these little lives with Rocky Top. Just seems appropriate. So that's coming. I still don't believe that he's not going. If they offer him the proper thing, he may go. And then the other thing was Ian is how it says. Okay, Ian Tankersley. Okay. That's how I've always heard it until I ran into my friend in Scottsdale, Flying Ian. But Ian seems the most comfortable and the most common way of pronouncing that name. Nice name. So we really won't know until tomorrow, will we? Or over the weekend, whether he's going to go. From Morristown, Tennessee. All right. Ian from Morristown, Tennessee. I don't even know where that is. I've heard of it, but I don't know where it is. But it'll be fun to watch the game tonight. I really enjoy Mike Leach, the coach for State. I just enjoy him so much. He's a good football coach. First of all, he's a lawyer. He's a really smart guy. And he has some connection with Josh Heupel. They were together at one point. I can't remember exactly where. Where were they together? But they were together back in the day, and they have similar outlooks on running an offense, right? And they're a similar offense, actually. They don't do as much downfield attacking vertically as Tennessee does, but they're an exciting offense to watch. I mean, they're always doing something fun. It'll be a fun game. And I have nothing against Lane Kiffin as a coach. Man, he makes football exciting. He's just a douchebag when it comes to leaving every 3 or 4 years and doesn't really stay in one place to help build a program, right? So if he leaves, makes an announcement, well, they came back to me with a really good deal, right? And so when I read this, let me find it again. When I read this, and he says, unless something significant happens, I am here. Okay, so he's not denying it, is he? No, he's not. Another fan wrote, after reading the wording of this is what Ole Miss fans made Ole Miss fans so hopeful last night. Y'all are just a friend speech and y'all got the just a friend speech and went to bed smiling, one friend wrote. Would love this to be true, but I don't think anyone knows anything. Yeah, it's a non-answer, isn't it? So I would imagine he's saying that to get the to get his players to play for him tonight. Maybe not. If you got a thought, let me know here in the chat. I'll respond to it. Also, Vanderbilt, Tennessee. You know, Joe Milton, as I said when I started, he's going to be fine. Heupel has built a machine, a flying machine, and several people can fly this machine with varying degrees of success, and we shall see how that happens and rolls out this weekend in Nashville. But I think he's going to be fine. What we don't know is what's going to happen with the Jeremy Banks situation and how nasty that's going to end up being. Frozen Logics. Hi, it's your favorite niece. Hello, girlfriend. How you doing, darling? I have to say, I opened up the show tonight with his I'm as full as a tick on a 3-day suck. Now, this niece of mine here, who has her Logics frozen, apparently, in the Walt Disney what is that thing? Cryonic chamber. And she used to say, my mother used to say this, Mama Rocket, Mama Ruby used to say this. I'm as full as a tick on Thanksgiving Day. Well, she said it kind of several times through the week all year, but you know, she was really full. She would say, I'm as full as a tick. And then I just spoke to my family a few minutes ago on the phone. And my sister said that to me. I'm as full as a tick. And my lovely, frozen, logical niece said, on a 3-day suck. And I said, Miss Ruby never said suck a day in her life. She just never said that word. So that's my favorite niece, adding her little twist to it, and I love it. I'm as full as a tick on a 3-day suck. Welcome to you coming in. Got 8 folks here. Who else is here? Say hello. We're talking Egg Bowl. We're talking that reprobate Lane Kiffin, who evidently last night said, no, I'm not going to Auburn. Why didn't you say that 3 weeks ago? Right? Because he was working both sides. He wanted Ole Miss to pay more money to stay. So he didn't say anything. See, that's the kind of guy he is. See, that's not a good guy, right? You do that behind the scenes because his players are going, well, if you're going to leave, why am I even putting any effort out here? And that's why they lost 3 out of the last 4 games, right? Nasty. You don't do that. He's good with the X and the O's. Good with the X and the O's. He's good with the X and the O's. But man, that's not right because he let his players down, right? And then we're also talking Vanderbilt and Tennessee. If y'all have any ideas on that, I'm willing to talk about it. And like I said, not going to be here long. I'm wore out today. But I did want to get on here and thank you all for this channel is just killing it. And in less than 28 days, we're approaching 1,000 subscribers. If you are new here and you haven't subscribed, boy, I really would appreciate it. My family from Oklahoma is all listening. Man, they must have run out of food. That'd be my guess. They must all be full as a tick on a 3-day suck. It sure is fun to say, isn't it? So what was the big what was I saying? ADHD and dyslexic to go on top of. Oh, look, a squirrel. See what I'm saying? So forgive me, but I'm a fun guy and I know football, particularly college football, particularly Tennessee football. That's the thing. See. So if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please do. I am getting very close to that magic number of 1,000 subscribers, which means YouTube will then buy me a Mercedes. Not really. They'll send me like $10. But we have grown this channel very quickly in 25 days so far. They go in 28-day segments. Here's what you've done in 28 days. And in 28 days, we're very close to getting monetized. And that's big news for me. Started this channel 5 years ago and hadn't a clue what I was doing. My heart wasn't in it, literally. And then I ended up having to have open heart surgery about 10 months ago. 10 months ago this weekend. I had surgery at Vanderbilt and we're playing Vanderbilt this weekend. Isn't that weird? I know. Kind of scary, kind of fun though, same time. So I'd like to take this opportunity for those of you who are listening and you've become a subscriber. Thank you so much. That's very nice. I really appreciate it. And if you're not yet, please do. And what else? Happy Thanksgiving. I hope all of you have a family that is loving as my family is. I mean that. I have this lovely relationship with my niece. Don't get weird. Not that kind of relationship, but we send each other videos, and my sister as well. Now, my sister is the person who came from Oklahoma to nurse me. That doesn't sound right, does it? Who came from Oklahoma to be my nurse when I had my heart surgery back in January. And she took care of me, probably saved my life. And that was awesome. She is a registered nurse, as opposed to the kind who aren't registered. But the uniforms are so cute. Anyway, what am I doing? Joe, the electrician. Joe, my brother. It's Joe time tomorrow. Did you know that? Joe Milton is flying the plane. He's driving the boat. He's running the offense. It's going to be Joe to Squirrel White. Get used to that. Joe to Squirrel. Squirrel to Joe. Joe to Squirrel. Come in, Joe. Katusa. Hey there. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Thanks for coming back. Evidently, I didn't scare you away the other night when I was ranting at Virgil. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving as well, Katusa. Now, that's an interesting name. Can you shed a little light on that? It's kind of like if a cat and an Appaloosa married each other and had a child, it'd be Katusa. Am I close? It seems like that's a good idea. I don't know. So, anybody got any thoughts, Tennessee? Vanderbilt? What happened behind the scenes? Whole Jeremy Banks thing? Anybody want to talk about that? Anybody got any scoops on that? Anybody got any scoops on? Do you believe Lane Kiffin the night before the Egg Bowl, when they're trying to prepare for the whole week? I mean, the Egg Bowl for Ole Miss and Mississippi State is the biggest game of the year, regardless of what's going on in their season, right? It's like a big thing. And the Egg Bowl is this giant egg-shaped trophy. That's why they call it the Egg Bowl. Or that's the prize anyway, right? So the night before the Egg Bowl, he said, "Oh, yeah, y'all are crazy. I'm not going to. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Let me find that. Where's that New York Post article? Here it is. There is some goober that named John Sokoloff. Well, I guess we'll find out whether he's a goober or not. He made a post this week saying this. Here it is. I can't show you my screen, but I'll read it to you. And this fellow, John Sokoloff, is a blue check person because evidently he's smart. Breaking: Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin plans to step down as the Rebels coach on Friday after the Egg Bowl and head to Auburn to become the Tigers' next head coach, according to sources. It's always according to sources. They never identify sources. You know why? Because they don't have any. They just make them up. They say, "Oh, we can't reveal our sources." The reason they can't reveal their sources is because they're making it up. So whenever anybody says that, that's what that means, just so you know. Sources say the Tigers haven't officially offered the job to anyone yet. But this guy goes on and says, so Lane is off to Auburn. It's happening. Story soon. All right. So last night, and this has been going on for 3 weeks now, right? And he just now last night decides to deny the story. And in the meantime, they lost 3 games in the past 4. So the team is not real happy with him, I don't think. Caboose, WMA, near Crossville, hunting area, or Oklahoma Catoosa Coyotes, or Catoosa County, Georgia. Pick one. Well, interesting, Catoosa. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma Catoosa Coyotes because my family's in Oklahoma. So that's easy. I have to go with that, right? Am I close? Well, I have to be close. I had 33% chance of getting that one. Who else is here? Did I lose Ian? Ian Tankersley. Hello, this is Ian Tankersley. And tonight we're going to be talking about Pirates. I don't know. I'm in a weird mood tonight. When you come into the chat, say hello. Tell me who you are. And tell me what you had to eat today that got you really excited and almost made you sick. So you got two things to tell me. Excited, sick, right? Which one? I was kind of moderate in my consumption today. In fact, I have a beautiful piece of salmon over there waiting on me for dinner, and I'm full as a tick on a 3-day suck. I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat it. Anyway. 13 folks in here. Michael D, there you are, my brother. How you doing? Players are probably hoping Lane leaves after all this talk of leaving. You're right, brother. You're right. They probably are. They're sick of his crap. And it's a shame because he's such a talented guy. He's just not a head coach guy, because you got to be like a CEO when you're a head coach, right? That's why I like Josh Heupel so much, is because he seems to be managing things. We'll see how well he manages this Jeremy Banks thing. But boy, he sure can put an offense together. And I'm going to say this. Look, I'm going to say this. I was one of those people. I'm going to make an apology to Tim Banks, the defensive coordinator of Tennessee, because I was one of those people saying, well, I don't know for sure, but I think we can do better. And I got a comment from someone, Eric Jones, on the channel, who convinced me otherwise. And I apologize for floating that out there, right? Mr. Banks, I apologize. Katusa, Vegas has got Tennessee a minus 14.5 point favorite over Vandy. They do, Katusa, but here's the deal. They should be a 24-point favorite. Yeah. So the 14.5 is not a good deal, really. Okay. Because they should be much higher than that. Now, the reason they're that low is, number one, because of the butt kicking they got in South Carolina. But the main reason is because Hendon Hooker went down and is out. And this is literally like the first game of the season. This is really the first game of next year. Okay. Because Joe Milton steps in, and we'll just have to see what he can do, because we don't know. My family and I went up to Knoxville. We kind of go every first game. And we were up there last year when Joe Milton was debuting, and it was not good. It was not good. They won, but it was not good. There would be people running 15 yards past the defenders, and Joe Milton would literally overthrow them by 10 yards or 15 yards. And somebody last night was in here and made the comment on our live that all they want is they want to make sure that Joe Milton understands that the first two rows are not eligible receivers in those first two rows. That's pretty funny. I hope so. I hope so too. All right. Who else has got something for me? What made you sick? What did you eat too much of? Speaking of too much of, my family, thank them for being here tonight. We lost our matriarch about 5 or 6 years ago. And boy, that woman could cook that Thanksgiving dinner. Man, she could cook that dinner. And I miss most her dressing. I mean, it's just nothing like, everybody has their own way of cooking dressing and stuffing. Everybody has their own way. And I never tasted anybody's that was as good as my mama's. Now, my sister is probably pretty good at it, I would think, but I'm not there at Thanksgiving, so I never get the Thanksgiving layout. I get it at Christmas, but it's not quite the same thing. So I don't know. It's close. It's the same recipe, but I don't know. Ruby had her own way of doing it, and it sure was good. All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna try to work up that salmon over there. Just to eat a little something. Here's what I'm having for leftovers. I'm having some salmon. I know it's not turkey, but it's my life. I can do what I want, right? I'm having some salmon and I'm having some broccoli salad. And then for dessert, I'm going to have me some macadamia nuts and some yogurt. That's what I'm having. So I wish you all the very best of Thanksgiving joy. And if you do not have something to be thankful for, I would recommend that you just sit down, grab yourself a cocktail, favorite beverage, whatever, and ruminate, whatever that means, on what you might be thankful for, because it really does put you in a very good mood. And it lifts your spirits. And yeah, I do that a lot, right? Think about the things that you have to be grateful for, right? And I'm grateful for you for showing up on a Thursday, Thanksgiving. I want to call this New Year's for some reason all day. Michael Wolf, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. And thank you all for stopping in. And we'll be back at work tomorrow and we'll be banging out the hits. I'll be doing more on Tennessee Vanderbilt tomorrow. I'm keeping and checking those news sources and making sure that, this Jeremy Banks thing isn't going to bite us in the ass tomorrow, again, Saturday. I'll be doing this, the USC Notre Dame game tomorrow. I'll be doing the Iowa State TCU game tomorrow. And there's one other game that the USC Notre Dame. I said that. Okay. All right. I'm out. I'm full as a tick on a 3-day suck. So thank you all for being in, saying hi. God love you and happy Thanksgiving. Goodbye, everybody. See you tomorrow.